What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. You better make burger pants and tomodachi? I wonder if I could pull that off. Okie dokie. It's time for the last trial day. I'm ready and willing. Shit. Except for the part where I accidentally pressed the B button. Sans? Sans? Is the game real quiet for you guys? Do you think it's a good volume level? She already made Sans. I sure did already make Sans. Oh boy. A tad loud than normal, I feel. God, it's like every day. Wait, the game is a tad loud or I'm a tad loud? Oh, the game's probably a tad loud. Hey, Mika, how are you? I'm conscious somehow. I'm really tired. Game is a little quiet to me. What the fuck? I'm gonna park it at like 13 and we're gonna call it that, alright? Let's go.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning, Maggie.
So, what do you think is gonna happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well, and then ended on a giant mystery.
That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet.
Are you okay, Nick?
Huh? Oh, yeah, of course.
I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes.
No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination.
Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you.
Hey, pal! Can I help you? Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out! She doesn't need that! How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. That's creepy, Gumshoe. Everything's a tad loud. Could you turn on the volume overall? Why don't you just fucking turn down your volume yourself? I know you put a kappa, but sometimes people put a kappa, but I'm still like, but what if they're serious? Ah. Mika, my computer is being loud. Can you turn it down? No! I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too?
Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is the small bottle that turned up in Troy BN's kitchen a couple of days ago.
Wow, look at all these little...
Wow, look at how cute Maya is.
Wow, look at all these little bottles.
Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor.
Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others.
Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either.
And it doesn't smell.
We finally got the analysis results back from the lab.
So, what is it? Is it the poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication.
Medication?
Yeah, for years. Topical use only, apparently. It's the guy! It's his ear stuff! It's the hoot! Better learn how to use a controller with your feet? What? Why? Hello? I broke my arm and I can't play video games. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I don't think there's any real reason I should need to play with my feet. There's some games you can play with one hand, especially if you have a Switch. So I would recommend, you know, doing that. Or like, you know, play some DS games that are really reliant on the touchscreen. I'm sure you could pull that off. For ears? Or play like some iPad games. For ears? You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? It adds a zesty twist to your pasta. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the print, but... that's gonna weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable. I really thought he was gonna say, like, impregnated, and I was like, Gumshoe, I'm not sure. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. And my name is Phoenix Wright, in fact. Hoo-ha! Woo! I'm ready to Laura! Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good, then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear.
It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick?
Godot's, like, not impressed.
Coffee. I want to drink a cup of coffee. Please give me a cup of coffee. For me. Coffee, coffee.
I'm gonna drink some coffee now. My coffee kind of sucks, honestly. I had one K-cup earlier of coffee that was allegedly medium roast coffee, and I was like, this doesn't taste like anything. So then I got another K-cup of coffee that was like medium dark roast, and I'm drinking it, I'm like, still doesn't really taste like much. Disappointing. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. Cool. Thanks, Godot. Very cool. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Yeah, like why you have a toaster for a face. Only losers think like that. Just chew on the beans? I've had chocolate-covered espresso beans, and I do like them. You gotta change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these, you know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here. He was throwing us off the scent. Cool. And today I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take the stand. It's your favorite. And you are...
Oh, bonjour, everyone! I'm Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Tribulations restaurant. Enchanté.
Look at his ass. Oh my god, his ass is out of control! Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? At least he's being polite about it.
Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am le père and perky gentleman, no?
On the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen. Isn't that right?
With you, monsieur. Everything feels right.
Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Oh, very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Tribulations.
Oui, volontiers.
I don't know if that's how that's pronounced, but I don't fucking care. It's fake-ass French guy.
When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. Like having a large mirror between la table... table...
I was like, isn't the actual French word for table like tableau? That's probably wrong.
Like having a large mirror between la table, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what la old man was looking at. La coupe, la earpiece, and la glasses. He would have seen everything in reverse, no?
God, that reeks of bullshit. Mirror.
Oui, un grand mirror. La most enormous mirror.
What's the French word for mirror? Do I have Google Translate? Google Translate English. This is extremely important and worth stopping everything for. English to French. Shit, not my Japanese keyboard. Mirror. Fucking go. Come on, Google Translate. Don't let me down.
Miroir.
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 And suddenly the mystery disappears. Now we know how to say mirror in French. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That sounds like lyrics from a fucking Sonic Adventure song. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I didn't even notice what time of morning it is right now. I feel like I forgot everything you said already. When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. Let's press that. And who were the 2 customers exactly?
Of course, the young man who died. And the other, not so young man.
You are referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Also, what about Maggie? Something tells me... Sorry, I need to apply some chapstick. Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? Guess we'll have to try a different approach for the time being. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. I probably don't have to press this, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today? You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur. Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? About Art Deco? But I did, just a few moments ago. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decoction? No, Art Deco. It's a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Well, yes, of course. That deco. I was trying to achieve a la effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of la décor. Like having a large mirror between la table, for example. I don't... What the fuck? Hold on. Between the tables... So you're saying that Victor Coudeau was sitting in that seat in the front and was seeing everything happen through a mirror? How the shit is that well, okay, I guess if it was positioned in a certain place on the wall. How the fuck is that possible? Okay, sure, whatever. I'll press this statement. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Fucking huge, evidently, like the whole wall. Boof! Boof! I'm sorry, to just bark like a dog? Something about 4 meters wide and hui, about 2 meters high. Let's see, if 1 meter's about 1 yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge, me. Ace Attorney logic, Mika. You got me there! I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. I wonder if, like, the things like he's saying la ceiling, like, I wonder if the French equivalent for that word is feminine or not. Why am I always hungry at night? Your circadian rhythm says so? I don't know. My nom, I decided not to go through with it in the end. So, someone died in your restaurant and you're like, shit, better take down these mirrors. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Cadeau or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But, shut the fuck up. You didn't ask, Wright. You have only yourself to please. Eat shit! It's le plafond in French, so it's masculine. Or le plafond. See, he's wrong. Ceiling isn't even fucking feminine in French, you fake French man! Hi Mika, how are you doing? I'm going great, sweetie bee. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for asking. Besides the fact that I'm fucking tired and I'm probably gonna be off my rocker within an hour, but you know, in fact I'm off my rocker already. It's fine. At least I'm caffeinated. A mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident. Really? Some fucking bullshit. His French is very good. I know, right? Le plafond. As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. Hello, hey Emerald Glow, thanks for coming to the stream. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. Does he have a receipt? Probably not. This just doesn't add up. Even if mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Huh. If you want to doubt someone, Wright, look in the mirror. Haha. I'm sure... the person... I'm sorry, I kind of had to yawn, and for some reason I was like, ah, don't yell. Make some kind of gross, pukey noise instead. That'll do it. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. Press the statement. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. He's old and senile. He doesn't understand. Normally? How does normality come into this? Talk about the fucking quote to... Every time someone's like, dude, this isn't how normal law works in the real world, just present this fucking quote from Ace Attorney and it'll be like, there, now you understand. That's lame, Trite, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over here? Damn! And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here. Well, right? Oh, damn, was that a self-burn? Oh, wait, no. Ungodly, like, as in, like... Ungodly, so amazingly cool. Damn. Ack. Not the hair. I do not have a top knot. I would call that a top knot, Maya. Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. He said he was cool. Yeah, a level of cool that defies God. Yeah, apparently. God is radical! Bien, logic is one la day. I'm sorry, saying this shit with, like, absolutely no fake accent is really funny. Like, la cup, la earpiece, and la glasses, he would have seen every zing in reverse, no? Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse? Hey, Nick, we should take a second, think about what old Seedy said in his testimony. That's probably related to... What was this fucking... he said the earpiece on the left side, same. Oh, yeah. The boy was wearing... Yep, there it is, yeah. The game feeds it to me in 2 seconds. Dude. 10 out of 10 voice acting from Mika. Listen, when it comes to the cross-examinations, I really don't bother. Phoenix, you cross-examine a parrot, you can't comment on normality. That's so fucking true. Can you subpoena a parrot in the United States? Is that legal? I don't think you can. Wait, maybe you can. Can you subpoena a parrot? I know you can subpoena a dog. Someone Google searched it. Yes, actually? Since when? Like, I don't know, I'm like weirdly curious, like, since when is it legal to, like, in like every state? But it doesn't hold much weight, obviously. Well, yeah, but in certain cases... There was, like, you know, there's all those stories about, like, I thought my husband was cheating on me, and then he said he wasn't, and then the parrot started saying another girl's name, and he's like, oh, I must have heard it on TV, and then it was the name of the new maid, or whatever the fuck. Subpoena? Yeah, like, you guys... Spelling 10 out of 10. It's like call in to testify. It's kind of hard to believe everything's at the fault of a mirror, but do you think old Seedy saw everything through reflection? No. If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man. We just gotta dig a little deeper. When it all happens, there were 2 customers in my rest. Oh, okay. So we're back to the top. Alright, deco. Tables. Oh, man. I think I need to present his... He doesn't specifically say seeing in reverse. Like which way he saw it in the statement. Okay, cool. I was like, the coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs! No question! You can lock me up if I'm wrong! It was his left ear without a doubt! So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement! You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it's not so odd, no? It doesn't even feel like I'm saying words when I do that. Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Why does that guy have a giant zip for a nose anyway? It's a tumor. It's a malignant tumor. Order! Order! Mr. Wright is correct! If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, or maybe it's like... Maybe his wiener is like on his face. Or maybe he's like a, you know, daytime angry old Japanese man, nighttime clown. You know, he what do they call it? Lampshades? As a clown. But only at night. At the strip clubs. You know? I remember in the Ace Attorney Orchestrated, this song sounds badass as fuck! If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. How bitter. Trite, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume. The I broke the vase sorry apology? I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And that's what's most striking about shit. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. Dun dun dun. Oh shit. The music changed and I, like, wasn't ready for it. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear his left ear? Huh. Well, Trite. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever.
Wow, I really thought he was all seedy for a minute there. Kudo's good.
Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you'd found is just a rash.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. He does have strong arms. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Hui, I can't explain. Please, if you will look at le plans of le restaurant.
Dun dun. Godot must have diarrhea all the time if he downs coffee like that. Delicious.
Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victime. That was la seat at the table next to la victims. That was where la old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
Coffee is a diuretic and his teeth must smell. Maybe Godot doesn't have teeth either. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Godot could have seen the victim in the mirror.
What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Ugh, I hate that guy! You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that?
Volunteers, of course!
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Fuck! The mirror. It was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two. I'm gonna double check this. There's only one seat from which you could have seen the image of la victime. That was la seat at the table next to la victims. That was where la old man was sitting. After la terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. I'm gonna have to press these statements. I bet there's a bonus statement. So, run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Look who's talking, Trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things.
But, this is my seat in the courtroom.
Tribulations' charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Because you are. Because the food there sucks ass. Temporarily placing mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Trite. I tell you, monsieur, la mirror was there, in the middle of la restaurant. There's only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. And where would that be? Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boy. What the fuck? This is unnecessary! Stop! Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract the... It feels like with this character, they're offending French people and gays at the same time. Like, can you just rack up a third group to fucking piss off? Like, it's pretty terrible. Honestly, pretty fucking bad. He also offends people with beards. Beard people. Strong guys. So, just horrible. Okay. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Me? I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Godot fucks a Keurig maker. To be fair, everyone mistakes him for a girl, so maybe he offends trans individuals too? I think he just offends everyone. Armstrong, #1 most offensive character ever. Don't even argue with me. Don't even come at me with that Jinx from Pokemon shit. Most offensive character ever right here. I'm joking. This is a joke. He's just pretty bad. I get that fictional characters should be hyper-exaggerated, but I don't know how I feel about this one. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat? My monsieur, isn't it obvious? No, if you look at left plans, you will understand. I don't get it. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so, alright? If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would see everything, no? So that's the old seat he was sitting at on that day, when the poisoning happened. I like how he's not here to be like, there wasn't a fucking mirror. The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kinda odd? Oh shit, yeah, because before he didn't say that. After la terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in Z way. People make jokes on the internet? Sometimes. Did you move the mirror while Mr. Godot was calling the police? Oui, exactement. I carried it out of La Restaurant Zen. You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself? I mean, look at his big buff arms! What can I say? I know how to pick things up, Ansem. Godot actually laughed at something. He offends me and I thought his whole design was a transphobic joke? That's valid. Honestly. Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it's possible. He is buff! Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong? I feel like the obliging type, no? I'm about had it with this guy now. I think he's meant to be gender fluid, that's what I remember reading. Maybe. People can have their own interpretation of the character, at least. I touched nothing except the mirror. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness... It doesn't... All of these things, no matter what, he's fucking annoying. So he's not a good representation of any of these things. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Ha, suffering from a case of heartburn, right? It's like, no matter how you interpret this character, he's fucking annoying and sucks. So it's like, no one wants to hold on to him for any of those things. I would understand if he was a redeemable character, so you say like, oh, this character's a good representation of gender fluid people or whatever. I'd be like, sure, that interpretation is something you can hold on to tightly because you want a representation of that thing, if it was like a good character. Dude's fucking annoying and stupid and speaks bad French. I don't think anyone wants him. I'm saying all this and someone's gonna like come after me in my DMs like, Armstrong is my favorite Ace Attorney character, fuck you, die. And I'm gonna be like, okay. Just another day in Mika land. Oh, I have just the thing for that. An oil with golden myrrh and frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy. Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. It is pretty strange though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would've, but Maggie didn't, neither did old Seedy. Then the only logical explanation is that there was no fucking mirror inside Tribulations that day. Now I've just gotta prove it somehow. Alright, let's look at these statements. It was in the middle of the restaurant dividing the two halves. Doubtful, but I don't have evidence to contradict that. So there's only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. If there was a mirror there, yes, so I can't really disagree. That was la seat at the table next to the victims. That was where la old man was sitting. No, wait, because he knocked over the fucking thing. And in the photo, yeah, no, it's wrong, you're lying! You lied! You fucking liar! This piece of evidence I'm sorry, I got too excited. You ever find a contradiction in the testimony, and you just pop a boner right away? This piece of evidence contradicts with testimony we have heard, Your Honor. Phoenix, calm down. Mika, you good? As good as I always am. The crime photo. Sometimes, you know, people, like, make requests all the time for me to make, like, you know, highlights videos, like, best of. I would really like to have a highlights video for, like, all of my Ace Attorney, at least for the trilogy, for the Ace Attorney trilogy. That moment just now better make it in. So that everyone can shame me for making another fucking boner joke. Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by this, Mr. Wright? I'm too excited, I need to chill out. Ooh, should not exist. Huh, sounds like you're describing yourself, trite. Ow. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? The fucking this! Ah! I think it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The vase? What possible connection does that have with this witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts— oh, Jesus. Okay, okay, yeah. There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting at the table next— I'm really too excited right now. I think I had too much coffee. Sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Oh boy, I can't wait till we get to Tomodachi Your Life and I crash. Don't be an idiot, trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulations that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie.
Mon Dieu!
Shut up. Don't try to confuse the court, Wright. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting the crime scene. Get it together, Mika, you're in court. Shit. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Ugh. Well, that was gross. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we returned back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in his ear in which he couldn't hear? You only get one shot in life. You better lose yourself. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that mirror wasn't there, then, Wright, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? He can't see past his nose. If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya.
What do you mean?
Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table, and there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. The victim was a phony. Right? I'm bullshitting. God, I'm sorry, I really should not have had this much coffee. This case is riddled with contradictions, yet there's only one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. Wait, did I actually get through with my bullshitting? I just thought the other two sounded dumb, so I was like, okay, and then I was like, wait, should I have second guessed that? What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Pooh! Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Right. Are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was like setup? Yes. I'm sticking to my fucking grits with this one. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elk and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose— I can't believe this is actually working. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of Mr. Kudo. I don't remember this part of this case at all! Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was— the serving girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. Remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man story was fake? It's true that there were no other customers at the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct?
Oh la la, this is most difficult for me.
Whatever. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You're under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phonia tribune that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. Jesus Christ, this case is getting away from me so fast.
La victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him.
I like how he's la old man.
There were no other customers.
Yeah! He's like, that reminds me of the How to Fight WikiHow article. He fucking looks like a WikiHow right now. When he got word won a lottery, Monsieur Elg became very excited.
It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for La Fonny to do la acting.
Wait a minute. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all.
Je vous demande pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly.
What you've just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I'll decide how to punish you later.
Ugh.
For now, we will hear your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Bum bum ba! Something's fucky here. The victim, Monsieur Elg, came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mr. Elg became very excited. It was approximately... Yeah, this is what's fucky. Hold on. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill.
I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
Sorry, what do you mean?
There is la renowned chef Jean Armstrong and la tragic poet Clarice Armstrong.
Clarice?
I was...
Don't play Pearl's theme for this.
I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef and $500,000 of debt.
That's you!
Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on la lotterie. It is called Pourquoi? It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for la court?
Please don't. Wait, perjury? An ace attorney? Yeah, I know, never. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked la old man to call la payphone.
By your own argument, Wright. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man could see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed.
Bien, it seems la shadow doubt has been lifted, ne sais pas?
I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all.
But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too?
She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember?
Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act.
We'll know for sure once I find a hole in the testimony. Okay, hold on now. There was a whole point about Gumshoe on the radio yesterday. Mr. Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. Okay. Between 1:30 and 2:30. Oh, I might be off. Where's the lottery ticket? Found during a body search of Maggie. Oh, it doesn't say. Because we made a whole point that... Shit. There was a whole thing yesterday where we're like, Gumshoe, do they do this on the radio every day? And he was like, yeah! You mentioned Food Fight the game and now someone was viewing it on my YouTube feed? You mean Food Fight the movie? There wasn't a game for that, is there? It says it happens at precisely 1:30 p.m. What? it doesn't. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. And then a winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. The other lottery thing. Oh, the flyer! Shit! Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Is that right? He said 5 minutes later, the poisoning incident occurred. And it's estimated he died between 1:30 and 2:30. So... am I off? Mom, there's no time for a phony to do la acting. Oh, shit. I thought I had it! Because the autopsy report says between 1 and 2:30. The Millionaire Radio Flyer says at 1:30. Let me see the statements. You got it. Okay, so Armstrong says, La victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember la old man arrived not long after him. La victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember la old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won la lottery, Mon Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes after that la poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do la acting. I feel like I'm on the right track. What did he say when I pressed this statement before? Damn it, no. Just talks about what he was doing at the time. It's pointless. Let me check this one too. I asked the old man to call from a payphone. Can I see our evidence? Sure. I think I'm on the right track. Attorney's badge, Magatama, the sports paper, which I'm about 90% sure is not... No, wait. Did we lose? Not this one. The stupid job listings thing. Why the fuck haven't we thrown this away? But this will probably come in handy because I haven't used it yet, I don't think. Magazine clipping, an article from December 5th says a chance my client was found guilty. The gross food, the scooter, Jean's loan contract, Victor's testimony, the floor plans, Glenn's autopsy report, which I was looking at, crime photo, coffee cup, lottery ticket, the apron, the potassium cyanide, the victim's prescription bag, which is empty, Glenn's calendar, the paper badge, MC Bomber, Millionaire Radio Flyer, well, the MC Bomber CD, which is a virus, Gumshoe's lunchbox, which I'm sure is totally relevant. If it's anything, it's the flyer. I'll give it a shot. I feel like... Fuck it. You know, I have a full life bar. Damn it! It clearly contradicts the, I thought... Shit! I tried. Approximately 5 minutes that the poisoning incident occurred. Maybe I have to present the autopsy? I wasn't sure being that you pressed everything. Yeah, I pressed every statement. Are there any cases with a red herring evidence not used? Probably. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. There's definitely red herrings all the time. Is it, when I hear the phrase red herring, is it funny that I always immediately get a mental image of Hagakure from Danganronpa? No time for a phony to do la acting. I don't think... I feel like it must be this statement, because all the other ones don't seem like they would have any contradiction. I think of Swedish fish. Understandable, have a nice day. There's a case in Daigakuten Saiban where that's solved entirely in the investigation. Wow. The victim, Monsieur L, came to the restaurant alone. Maybe I have to present the autopsy? Fuck it, let's try it. Damn it! I'm actually gonna get boned by this case now. Time to do a save state. Oh shit, I didn't mean to... Press on statement 2? Oh, okay. Did I not press statement 2? Fuck my ass. By old man, you mean Victor Cadeau, correct? Oh, I didn't do this statement. I can't skip it. Fucking shit, dicks. Ah! It's more like you probably had to press a later statement than earlier. Just little Ace Attorney things. He comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so eppy, Monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So, old Mr. Kudo... That's probably more than a lot of people give him. So, old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant on the same time as the victim. Nope, you just missed it. Great. How many... Wait, he says it was 10 minutes. What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it that Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh, no. I cannot remember, monsieur. Oh, I was probably asked how many minutes then. I believe you were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by some crazy old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? La incident happened about 20 minutes, so the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? Funny. Oh, no, cool. Alright, sweet. Nailed it. Time of day will be added to the witness testimony. Fuck, this is the thing. Oh, man, god damn it. I was on the right track. I just needed the statement. Suck my fucking dick, Ace Attorney. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Okay. Wait, he didn't add anything to his testimony? Just after 2 p.m. Okay. No, he did add it. Because he didn't say just after 2 p.m. before. Yeah! Ow! Ow! I'm sick of this case now. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong.
Quoi? What do you mean?
At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning number of $500,000 lottery ticket.
Oui, that must be la show shit. That must be la show Monsieur Elg was listening to.
I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder... You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct?
Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was at that time because I had just finished serving la lunch menu.
Get to the point, Trite, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m., and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise that had announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time.
No!
This victim we've been told about has nothing to do but... God, I'm really getting ahead of myself. This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Dun, 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 dun. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. The victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murderer. Look at that ass. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Tribulations that day, the real Glen Elg now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how would you explain the time discrepancy? Quite a performance, Wright. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this, Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? There's, like, really only one place it could have gone. The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there, and that customer was the phony Glen Elg. Then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Nah! The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where? Oh... Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Where did the killer hide the body? Oh god, I'm so excited my asshole is clenching. Yes, Your Honor! No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? We were just talking about this.
What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden?
I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L concealed? Inside Tribulations. It would be fucking dumb if it wasn't that. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Brian Blast. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Tribulations. Interesting. But where could a body have hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. What if I was just like, it was concealed in plain sight with... Okay. 2 of them. The body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where is the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? It would be the potassium side. No. The... Yeah. Because it was in the kitchen. With all the perfume and shit. Does that mean Maya was trying to smell ear medicine? That's cool. I think this is right. Aw, dude, sick. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle?
No! I've never seen such ugly bottle before in my life!
He's obviously fucking lying.
I only use la very best bottles, monsieur. The ice quality only for me.
Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribulations.
Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils.
But this bottle... I just said this. Thanks, Armstrong. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological... otolaryngological? Dun dun, otolaryngological clinic, and that was given medication that day. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Blah! Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen?
Mon Dieu!
Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back.
No!
Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg?
Never! I could not do such an horrible thing!
No! Oh, the shit, that's Godot. No! How is he doing that while drinking at the same time? What a talented guy. Mr. Godot? The bitterness
Of coffee. A cup of bitter coffee, please. A cup of coffee for me. Godot, 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 what's coffee?
Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear? My H-diff isn't for...
Je vous demande pardon! Please, you must hear me out! It is la trap! Listen to me! Por favor.
I was like, isn't that Spanish? Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong. Yo hablo Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it?
No! No! Absolutely no!
Let's hear it. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel.
Oui, it is clear.
What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong.
It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me.
What the fuck? There's no contradiction there. You were forced? By who?
I cannot say, or I will be erased.
Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elg died, was he really the only person at his table?
There was.
Bum bum bum.
There was another man.
I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. Good night, Mika and Chad. Have a good stream. Have a good night, sweetie pea. You may now cross together the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy, and I gotta get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Dun dun. Shh. Alright, let's do it. It's true, I eat la body in la kitchen. Did you carry the body by yourself? I carried him, I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she saw la victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But why did you hide the bodies? Hi Mika and Chat, how's it going? It's going. I think it's going well. What do you think, Chat? This is where everyone calls me a piece of shit. Lobgon. Phoenix is the real killer. I see. What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Oh, so it's like, if he won't tell me, I'll tell him? But why would you go along with this man? So I'm supposed to, like, present evidence. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. Let me press this. Just in case. I bet I'm just supposed to be like, it was this guy. And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. Maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. I mean, even if he's a woman, like... How old is Armstrong? 39. Yeah, I wouldn't say young maiden. I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason, so I'll just have to prove it with evidence! Yeah, okay, cool. Sick, sweet. I probably don't need to press this statement. And a boot to the head. Have I played that video on stream yet? I really should play boot to the head. It's funny as fuck. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's true, I hid Labani in the kitchen. A man forced me. I had no choice. I had to go like there was a reason I could not refuse. Cool. Played in the BRB? Ah, fuck, I should. You have $500,000 debt, don't you? Actually, I want to be here to watch it with you guys. So I'll play it when I get to the end of this, and then I'll go on BRB. $500,000? This is true, Mr. Armstrong?
Hey, je suis désolé. I was weak and they burned la money.
This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man! The big red tomato fucker. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you.
Hey, it is as you say.
Mr. Armstrong!
La tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting la victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried le body and l'inconscient out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen.
I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket were recovered from the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I know nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt- Fuck, I'm like really overdoing it with the judge right now. I doubt they can be arranged today, so we'll adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the fuck? Don't sit back and relax yet, tripe. No one knows if that chef is really telling us the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will presume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. Hey, look, guys, I actually managed to say recess instead of recess for some fucking reason. Yes, beach. I'm gonna take a big drink of water. I'm gonna need to get all this caffeine out of my system that's turning me into a fucking feral animal tonight. We're gonna hear from the Tiger Man. That means we're so close I can taste it.
So we're finally gonna see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick.
I wish I could agree.
Huh?
When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth.
You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe.
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Topknot.
It's not a top knot!
Never mind about the hair, just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal, anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna go take a jog down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have been reconvened by then.
But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True, without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? It would be this, right? Found uncovered in identified fingerprints in the kitchen. Yeah. Unless? No, because it has Maggie's fingerprints. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. That sneeze just hit me like a fucking truck. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Fuck, this is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
Damn, get you a little spirit medium girl who gas you up. I like how we should have take that when handing it to Gumshoe. He was like, what would you like me to take the precinct? And Piggy's like, take that! And he was like, you don't need to shout, pal.
Hilda. Hilda.
She's so sleepy. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. I feel like this could be taken weird out of context. Tamed him? The guy's name be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Godot, what the fuck were you doing? Excuse me. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I skipped what other judge said. He probably was just like, bring the guy to the thing. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the— Ah! Ow! Okay, I'm like actually swinging around in my— Don't press things willy-nilly, you'll get penalties. You got it. Ah! Me too, Maya. Don't hide under the table, Maya! Unless there's room for me down there, too. The defense is currently sharing the brain cell. What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool.
Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct?
Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I got more important to do than watch courtroom dramas.
Of course. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder.
Phoenix Wright.
That's me.
You's the one who set this up, didn't ya? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. And that's a call to action for Ace Attorney out of context. I want to see an anime of this. There is an anime of this. It's not that good, in my opinion.
Get a grip, Nick!
Do you think Phoenix just fucking farted into the fence stand? Poor Maya. I know, LOL. Oh.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year.
Wait a second. December 3rd, the day of the incident, there's a note meeting. Meet up with the tiger. That's... Phoenix just shitted and farted and came to his pants. Shut up! The live action is pretty fun. Oh, fuck.
I was tied with business in December last year, spent all the time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You just wanna check my alibi, just as a little.
It's probably Violetta, but he's got an accent. He pronounces things wrong, you know? Because that's what accents make you do. Just pronounce things wrong. Not different, just wrong. Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination... Ah! What is it? Please, witness, if you would refrain from shouting like that.
I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Low life, me?
Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you's gonna borrow the cash from me.
That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you're tangled with the tiger.
I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute, that's really not... This witness is, how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Oh yeah, I wanted to share something with the class today. You know how I got a haircut and I was feeling pretty good about it? Today I woke up and looked in the mirror and immediately thought, fuck, I look like Farquaad from Shrek. And now I hate my haircut. I look like Lord Farquaad. Was like the first thing I thought when I woke up today, and then I was like, I hate it now. When I got my hair cut, the haircut lady like curled my hair outward, and I was like, oh, this is nice. But I woke up today and it was curled inward, and I was like, I look like Lord Farquaad. I hate it now. And so now I like permanently want to ponytail my hair. I keep seeing Lord Farquaad. Okay, someone just please understand my fucking struggle here. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. What the fuck? Better embrace it? No! Fuck Lord Farquaad.
You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
Get a curling iron? I guess I could just curl my hair every day so it doesn't look like Farquaad. Embrace the fuckwad? I really don't want to. It makes me think of the fucking meme where it's the Markiplier face and it says E. Mika more like Ika, so your rest was thinking the same thing. God! I hate this! I'm either gonna have to dye my hair or do something to it. Ugh, God. I think I have to sneeze again. It's not coming out. The court will impose a penalty for any relevant pressing of witness testimony. God, it itches. Keep in mind that as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick!
Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay, right. Don't press all the statements because I'll get fucked up. I'm gonna guess to press the second statement. I got whales lined up to borrow cash. Nah, I don't think so. It just says Violetta. Well, obviously, she's like madly in love with him or whatever, so she'll just be like, it's not his fault. Ah. Balls against the wall, let's do it. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? Save state? Too late. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it— He just turned fucking southern for a second there. I'm so sorry. I can give guidance if you want. I think I'm okay. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. I feel like I'm on the right track. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press harder. Mr. Tigre, what you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead-end trite, and you know it. Remember the rules. No! It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asked you to add the last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. The day you was talking about, I was into office too. I never saw that kid before. Cool. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Damn, I feel cool. Mr. Elg left, even though that was kind of a gimme. Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. Dated December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg, because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Look at that face. Oh man, he's so big! Not bad, You's actually not bad. How tall is Tigre? Sorry? I was just messing with Zeus to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You's calling me a liar? Is that what you's doing? Is the judge pulling at me? He's like, ruh-roh raggy. 185 centimeters? I fucking suck at converting centimeters. I'm gonna make a guess. 100, wait, how tall am I in centimeters? Aren't I like 155 centimeters or something? So he's like 6 foot? 6'1". Oh shit, I was actually close. Yeah! I literally like had my fucking hands like pressed on my temples just now. I looked like that image of the guy when you forced me to do math just now. When you forced me to do, like, try to do math just now, I literally had my hands pressed to the sides of my temples, like in that picture of the guy who's making the pizza levitate. Roro? So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious, you better believe that's the truth! And then I'd say that it gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. And by that I mean coffee. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there! It's time I nailed this guy! Ace Attorney out of context, are you there? It's time we nailed this guy. Oh yeah, it really is a tiger biting a dragon, isn't it?
I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though. He wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy in my office, tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never been to ABN joint use here.
Right? Didn't we pick up the
Ah!
Okay, sorry everyone. Oh god, I'm way too excited tonight. I see, that all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Damn, what a fucking zinger, Godot. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Nah, I don't gotta do shit. Didn't I tell you got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. The bill's going straight to you, right?
When we fucking picked up that thing, I was like, what the fuck do I need the matches for? Now I understand. Now I understand. Fuck all this. Fuck all this. I know you're lying. Damn, what fucking highlighter do you use, boy? Fucking drop the... that bright yellow highlighter. Like, come on. Give us the fucking beauty guru. Eat shit. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you's talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. Ugh. If you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk?
You's been snooping around my stuff too now, wise guy. What you gonna do with my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me.
Tigre looks just like Wright's evil twin. Yeah, that's intentional. Order, order. Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you?
Gah!
Sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me.
I ain't no pussycat.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a weird coincidence that I played that song before stream. It's just in my fucking Spotify playlist labeled shit.
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid.
Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. What a fucking lame line. I'm this close to proving it with Sam. He did meet Glenelle that day, and he did put poison in his coffee, and also murder is no laughing matter. He must have.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. That guy was laid out. Ah!
I don't know who baby is, but thank you so much for the donation. I just peed my pants. Not really. Not, please. Not really.
The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
Mika just shitted and farted and camed her pants. I love the detail that you didn't claim that I peed my pants, because I just said that's not true, so you're like, well, you did shitted and farted and camed. Thanks a lot for that, I appreciate it. I see, you didn't actually meet with him in the end then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it! If I ain't around here any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions!
Oh, fuck, there was a contradiction in there? Time to actually pee my pants. No problem. Anytime Trite presses on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. I just hiccuped. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? So yous know was yous paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? No. No. Not even a little bit. Not even slightly. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the... Okay, I'm not supposed to press anything unless... Okay, that's probably not it. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. Fuck. Oh, man, I don't know. Well, Nick, what do you think? We're doomed! He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has the time to think things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful with that you press him on, though, or you'll get penalized, okay? I'm gonna pee. Okay. Alright. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. Sounds fine. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. No issue there. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. It seems really weird, though. Like, why would he just, like, leave and not, like, call the police or something? I'm kind of hung up on that. Like, why did you see a dead person and think, oh, better split? Like, who the fuck? I realize this guy's an asshole, but... Oh yeah, someone in the chat just said the same thing. Why split? Yeah. I heard the cop sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office. Yeah. What's the last one? I heard the cop sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office. I bet it's this one. Because it seems weird that he would see a dead body and be like, oh, better leave. Like... And it's like, what other fucking crimes have you been hearing? It's not? Shit. Well... Oh, shit. Well, Quaint says it's not that one. I heard the cop signs on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. Save state? Save states are for quitters! I'm a quitter. Press on the one that you thought. What? Whoa, are we getting contradictions in the chat? Objection! I think I just pissed off Hilda. You thought? Robo Blastoise, thank you for following. I say he's telling the truth. Oh my god, are we gonna have fucking courtroom drama in the chat right now? I swear to god, this man is innocent. Sabercry, what the fuck? No. This dude's an asshole. I'm pretty certain it's about... This is about line of sight. Line of sight. Oh, hold on. Then, okay. With that in mind, let's look at the floor plans. I mean, assuming he opened the door and looked straight ahead, then yeah, he wouldn't say he wouldn't see shit. He would have to actually walk out into the open and be seen by everyone else, right? So do I present the floor plans here? Because that's true. Because there's a door. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Fuck yeah. Oh! I haven't been this excited since we did the last case in Justice for All. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like... this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the but there's a fucking thing. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head! That's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables... is a tall partition. Why, that's true! Now look at the plans again! The truth is painfully obvious. The partition's on the fucking map, stupid assholes. From the entrance, the field of vision for any customer walking in ends here. Oh shit, I don't think we've seen that emotion before. Look at him! He's sweating. Looks like he's sweating piss. Or am I just seeing things? You know, they've got like a yellowish, secondary color. It kind of looks like he's sweating piss. It's like those weird old Gatorade commercials. I remember, do you guys remember those Gatorade commercials? Where like they drank the blue Gatorade and then they were sweating blue, and then they drank the green Gatorade and they were sweating green. And I remember asking my mom, I was like, if I drink Gatorade, will I sweat green? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, and so I drank like blue Gatorade and went and ran around in the yard and I didn't sweat blue and I was so fucking pissed. And then she was basically just like, what, you believed that? I was like 5. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see— remember the fruit gusher commercials where they turned your head into fruit? Those terrified me as a kid. I hated those. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. I really hate what's going on in the chat right now. Wasn't there like something online saying piss and sweat are the same? They sure don't taste the same. I don't want to hear the rest of this conversation. This conversation stops here. Cut! Halt! Exit! Full stop! But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Cadeau was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Cadeau falsely testify, the real killer poses the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg, and then impersonated his victim in performance for Victor Cadeau. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Shit. Boy, I'm sweating. Is this like a trick question? Like... What did it ask? I'm blanking now, I'm afraid! It was Maya? Shut up! Ah! It was bad. Ah! Okay. Oh, thank God. If it's asking you impersonated Elg, it was Tigray. That's why I was like, is this a trick question? I'm gonna pee. The killer is Furio Tigray. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess the rest of the court doesn't really realize that yet, huh? That's what kind of had me stumped, I guess. I was like, aren't we all on the same page right now? No, we're not. We're never on the same page as the defense team. The killer is Furio Tigray. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Ha. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle. So what dares you to say it again? Come on, you got the guts? You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigray. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Cadeau. Let's just go back over Mr. Cadeau's testimony one more— God, this song is so good. Mr. Cadeau's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no. The servant girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Cadeau. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Found your pen at last, Wright? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Cadeau witnessed 2 people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fuck. The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Cadeau witnessed? I'm gonna guess it must have been, Viola. Because who the fuck else? It was Maya! Yeah, okay, cool. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tender Lender. You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You's better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick! That was just me shitting my pants, Maya. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had kind of a cackling laugh.
There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody at Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, was you. Witness? What have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You saw right. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? I really like Ace Attorney music, everyone, could you tell? Something to think about. You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, Mr. Wright? But you's missed out on one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day. I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you seer? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Huh. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you'll explain yourself to the court. I'll give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Yeah, I loaned El cash, about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. That kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over. What the fuck? Now, I see that the principal amount you owned to Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you got the big to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know? That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. You bastard. His motive? But he has to have one, but what is it? Oh, fuck. Wait, am I allowed to fucking press the statements now? I loaned El Cash about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's gotten a way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know? Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she had done, everything would have been over. I'm gonna guess I'm allowed to press these statements now? Am I missing something? Did he have any way of paying the loan back? The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win, so I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I keep hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a bid, but the guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake or yours? Win through compromise. You help me, I help you. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max. Thanks a lot, Maya. Yeah, it looks like I can press all the statements now. That day, we was due to have a little chat, and then it hit his payback date. So how much were you expecting him to pay you back on that day? What do you think? The whole package, $100,000 including interest. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses a repayment, you'd call the whole loan in. You'd want to make it in my world, that's what you've gotta know. And how many times has Mr. L been late with his repayments? Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Sounds like Mr. L was in a real sticky spot. Yeah, $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. Oh, wait. The thing, because it was on the thing. Potentially worth, no! No. Ah! Ah! It was there on the table and shit. Oh god, oh Jesus. I'm very excitable tonight, everyone, I'm sorry. There's no way we can prove Tigra knows what that's worth, but like I said, he had the thing! This thing! It literally says $100,000 Aero MC Bomber on it! Right? I'm sorry, am I fucking off? I feel like... Ah! What does that prove? Nothing? What the fuck? Shit, I thought I was on the right track! This has to be wrong. Keep pressing? Okay. Oh shit, I already did this now. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Was that because the guy won the lottery, was his last chance at a big win, and you confirmed that this is the ticket in question? That's it. The Millionaire Radio Show starts at 1:30 and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you met with some accuracy. And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. Also, that Mr. Cadeau would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. Thanks. If there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cataverini were all in there at that time. So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning? Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? Huh. The undying belief that your next roll will end in the worst losing streak you ever had. That's such bullshit. That's what defines a true gambler. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. And now you can make him wear it in spirit of justice. True! I was just thinking that. The waitress, you mean... The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair, who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. Ask how things would have been? What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my 100,000 bucks back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. Oh, fuck. The Tiger's motive, huh? It was after the 100,000. I was after 100,000 bucks. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. Okay. Are you saying you had no other motives that day? Yeah, so what? Then why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left? What'd you think? Because of Forez over there? Because of Maggie? How about you go ask Forez about the $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad she poisoned Elg's coffee. A likely theory. Your word hasn't held water lately, Mr. Tigre. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, Wright. The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I wouldn't be there when Dakash showed up, so I split. I see. That's bullshit. Your Honor! Yawning. The witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. I've been live for 2 hours already? Shit. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony or would you like it amended? Have it amended! I'm not gonna get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony amended again. Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements, please. Oh, I bet it swaps the two, doesn't it? Thanks to what she did, my business with that kid was over. Fuck. I bet I have to, like, just... Because that's not gonna fucking... But I ask him about what he saw, it's only going to damage our case. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you solid? Yeah, okay, it's just gonna switch the statements around, but I know that other statement can't be right. Oh, God. Da-da-da. I don't like how I can't skip this now. I'm not gonna get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. We can present the medical bill on this one to prove motive. What? Someone said MC Bomber. Ah! I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. How is that a motive for... What? Oh, the $1 million bill for cranial surgery payment was due last year. Oh, because it's his motive to kill the guy to get the money. Oh! I get it now, It took me a second, sorry. So you intended to get Sorry, it just was like, bing! And I was like, oh, right, because it was due last year. I needed to see those words. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it? Huh? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Where'd you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Because of, Viola's dad, right? You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Granddad. I'm sorry, it's not her dad. Fuck, I fucked that up last time too. It's her granddad. 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 Are you all fucking satisfied? I said the meme like 3 times just now. Bruno Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elg's life to pay your debt. Granddad. Order, order, order! What do you say to that, witness?
Objection.
It's a nice little fairy tale, trite. But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't time to Mr. Elg's murder. Mr. Elg only owed him $100,000 and had no hope of repaying it anyway. Yeah, that guy wasn't worth my spit. I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite? In fact, I fucking delivered that line really badly. I should have said it like, the opposite is true. Forgive me. Dry reading is hard sometimes. Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business, but in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Do you know where you're going with this, Nick? You've got to think outside the box, Maya. Outside the box? It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the $100,000 at all. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What exactly is Mr. Tigre after? The CD! The CD! Ow. I'm so excited I really hurt my hand just now. Sorry for slapping. Because it's potentially worth millions of dollars. See, now you can prove that. I'm gonna pee! Glenn Elg was a programmer. I truly got ahead of myself before, I guess. A highly skilled programmer. That skill... Fuck, man. Mika, please go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm doing it. That was a joke. That what skills acquire. Mr. Elg put up an order to borrow the money. Care to explain how skill can be used as collateral to secure a loan, Trite? He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? Here we go again. A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What is one of those? Well, you know, I made fun of Pearl for being like, what's a computer? And then I'm just like, okay. Even the judge doesn't know. The judge is on the same fucking page as Pearl, apparently. This is set in, like, 2018. This game is set, like, a year ago, so, you know. That's set last year? Yeah. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess his beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. Or, shit, I fucking read that really poorly. I'll explain that to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the most important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you couldn't have cared less about the $100,000, isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. Arrgh.
Oh, Hilda, did you wake up? Are you eating?
She's eaten. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. But the miracle never happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly! At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Cadeau. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef would have been kept out of it. But Mr. Armstrong knew all about it. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Oh, Hilda, you playing with your toy over there? Oh, shit. You's put on a good show, Spiky. Look who's talking. If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid created a witness and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt! I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that! I agree. What? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? The apron, right? Cause, hold on, doesn't it say? It was found in the apron pocket, right? I should probably, do I present the apron or the bottle? I'm gonna assume I'm gonna save state. I'm gonna save state is what I'm gonna do. Oh, thank fuck. Oh no, he's shaking his head! I'm gonna poop! No, the badge? Ah, fuck. None of you saw that. Shh. Cover your eyes. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Paper badge. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. You fucking were! Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me! What? That's plausible, because it's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you standing in there this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable... Shit, I fucked up the line with the epic music playing. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen!
Objection.
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove that the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? It's probably like, have you no pride, sir? Whatever. Delivery. R/bone apple tea. Thank you, Ren. That is truly how I delivered that. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I'm absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without the evidence to support it. No! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far! You say he impersonated Glenn Elk, you say he impersonated you, but none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee! Ah! Oh no, Hilda. Oh no. Oh no, Hilda. Oh no. Oh no, Hilda. Oh no. I don't even know if you guys can hear her. I probably sound fucking stupid. Yeah, you totally can't. Sometimes when I, like, when Hilda's in a certain mood, I can talk to her and she'll like talk back. And so I was like, oh no, Hilda. And she's like, Reow. And I was like, oh no. And she's like, Reow. And I was like, oh no, Hilda. And she's like, Reow. No, she's drinking water. Ha! Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get mauled, you got that. All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence... Oh shit, because Gumshoe's gotta get in here, right? With the stuff? One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. The witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre. Yeah, I knew it. Your Honor, sir. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Sorry it took so long, pal. I stacked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Is it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence! What? Look at that big, thick hunk of man. If you hear that scratching sound, it's because I think Hilda just took a shit. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from the medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us, they're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. They're Future Tigo's paw prints, all right. That's great! We got him now, Nick! What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. What? Why not? Well, Yes, Hilda? Do you have something you'd like to say? Meow? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial, I think I heard her that time. You probably did. Hilda, come here. Come here. Now she's looking at me like I'm crazy. Now you're gonna make everyone think I'm crazy, Hilda. Is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Gracie Rosek, thank you for following. I don't know who's speaking. Oh, it's her.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on something. For me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time you's gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but you boys sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Alright, let's go through it. Yeah, present badge. Unknown from Maya, recovered from the kitchen. Yeah. Left by victim doodles and victim's handwriting. That's probably not relevant. Go balls deep's the bottle. Thank you. It says I trounced my client was found guilty. Not relevant, not relevant. Definitely not relevant. Probably not. No. 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 You literally just got what you need. It is the bottle, though, I'm sure. The bottle is so painfully. The game's trying to trick you? Are you fucking serious? I have anxiety! God damn! Whatever, here it is. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's? Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? Why would the game fuck with me like that? You think a video game would just do that? Just tell lies? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? Phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Oh, I'm supposed to lie to him. Oh yeah, I just saw it in the chat. Oh! Ah! I'm sorry, I'm gonna fucking get my neighbors knocking on the door like, is everything okay? This is the bottle containing the potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? Clown jobs. What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. There's no way he should know that. Ah! Ooh, 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 ooh! Yeah, that's the point. It's exciting, you guys. It's the cool reveal. Slip of the tongue. Yeah, it's cool, you guys. Ace Attorney is cool. Am I geeking out too hard for all of you? I'm sorry. I'll try to tone it down. No. This is the poison we found. Fuck. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. See? There it is. You piece of fucking shit. You goddamn idiot. I just ruined this man's whole career. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. You fucking fool. You absolute goddamn moron. Got him. At last. What? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle... Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fill you people. That lawyer's just playing games.
Tell him... Oh, shit. Tell him, Godot! Tell that guy where to go! You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What'd I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
Yous don't know who you's messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. Yous think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer, it was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. And then he screamed. Did the lights just go out? Did I just own this dude so hard I made the electricity go out? Oh, fuck yeah. I don't remember this at all. This is so funny. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Trite. Now I can't see shit. Ah, I spilled my coffee. Fuck! Saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Oh. Savor it, asshole. Spooky. While you watch your caged prey. Right? You caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be... This is the worst line in this entire case. Fuck off with it. That's so funny. That's so fucking funny. Don't you think so? That's the funniest shit I ever did here. Fucking funny game. I love the chat right now. Just fuck off, Judge. I love the Judge. Can we hold the Judge in contempt of court? God fucking damn it, Judge. Judge best comedian. Oh, man. Fuck this. The prosecution will be sure to take care of Mr. Tigre, won't you, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Virio Tigre is truly frightening criminal. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. Your Honor, fuck off. Isn't the next trial the final one? Should be.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal! Wait! I knew he'd make that face.
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie!
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, I was... well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective. He just ran off.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. The stupid, stupid, dumb facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do here, considering we got that second lunchbox. I know, I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Weenies! Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know?
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. They're not for you, Maya! Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
Oh, she's so cute. Fuck!
So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good.
So the case of a phony shit. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start? Mwah! 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 We did it, gang. New episode's been added. Hell yeah, boy! And that's it for Ace Attorney for today, because we're gonna start Turnabout Beginnings tomorrow. So for now, well, wait, I made a promise. I said I'd show a video. Give me just a hot second here. Oh, I gotta fucking sneeze again. Oh, what's happening? Oh, Jesus. Awesome. I made a promise, and I'm gonna keep it. Hold on. Let me just open this up. And XSplit. Screen, window. Oh, it's not coming up? Fuck. Hold on for a second. Fucking XSplit, I swear to God. D. So you just do a screen capture? Will that do it for you? Cool. Whoa. Spooky. Let me know if this is too loud.
the executor of Mr. Muldoon's estate, I have been empowered to read Mr. Muldoon's last will and testament.
Well, get on with it. The bar's open soon.
Oh, poor dear Arthur.
Oh, there, Jenny. God, how predictably boring.
I never worked for a kinder man.
If we are all seated, I shall proceed with the reading.
I knew it.
I, Arthur Durham Muldoon, being of sound mind and body,
That's a laugh.
do hereby divide up my considerable estate as follows. To my overly emotional sister, Jenny,
Jenny, darling, he's talking about us.
who grubbed with her husband Hank, grubbed for everything they could get from me, and then cried crocodile tears when I needed sympathy.
What?
To Jenny, I leave a boot to the head.
A gun.
A what? Ow!
Jenny, are you okay?
And another boot to her wimpy husband Hank.
Ow!
This is an outrage.
But still, you are my sister. You have both admired my Rolls Royce, and since I no longer need it,
Oh, dear Arthur, he's too kind.
I bequeath another boot to the head.
What? Ow!
And one more for the wimp.
Ow!
Next to my alcoholic brother,
Hey, I don't want no boot to the head.
to dear Hedge, who has never worked a day in his drunken life,
I'm covering up my head.
I leave my wine cellar and 3 crates of my finest whiskey.
Really?
And a boot to the head. And another for Jenny and the wimp. Next, to my know-it-all nephew Ralston,
This is so predictable.
I leave a boot to the head,
Ugh, I knew it.
and one for Jenny and the wimp.
Oh!
This takes care of family obligations. And now to Mrs. Mulroy,
Oh, I don't want nothing.
who took care of me faithfully these many, many years, who cared, made me laugh, brought me tea.
Oh, I didn't mind.
To Mrs. Mulroy, I bequeath a boot to the head. And one for Jenny and the wimp.
Oh!
And so to my cat Mittens, I leave my entire vast boot to the head. And finally, to my lawyer, who has helped me on this will, I leave not a boot to the head, but a rabid Tasmanian devil to be placed in his trousers. And I leave my entire estate of $10 million to the people of Calgary so they can afford to move somewhere decent.
Is that it?
That's it?
That's disgraceful.
There's one last thing for everyone.
Cover your heads, everybody.
I leave everyone a lifetime supply of ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, that's all?
That's all.
Well, what flavor is it?
Boot to the head.
Yeah! Yeah! All right. Someone asked, what the fuck is this? The best fucking Ace Attorney parody video that exists that's ever been made. So I fucking hope you enjoyed it. I'm now gonna take a break and I'll be right back with Tomodachi Life, but oh my god. I remember the first time I watched that video. I think I was fucking oh shit, didn't mean to click that one. I think I was in junior high school when that video was first posted. It wasn't on YouTube, I don't think. I think it first oh no! Published 28th of April 2007. That checks out. I would have been in junior high school. Oh man. Classic memes for the classic kids. But anyway, I'm gonna go on a break and I'll be right back and we'll play Tomodachi Life. Fuck yeah.